On November 2nd, at 1500 hours UTC, the Moon drifts within 2.5 degrees of Saturn. By 2000 hours UTC, they reach conjunction in Aquarius. Saturn's rings are tilted beautifully this season, and the Moon's glow adds cinematic contrast. Look southeast after sunset. Use a 200mm lens or binoculars for a crisp pairing. On November 4th, at 11 o'clock UTC, Mercury reaches dichotomy, its half-lit phase in the evening sky. It's like a miniature moon, split between day and night. From mid-latitudes, you'll catch it low in the western twilight, glowing faintly at magnitude -0.2. Use a telescope to spot the terminator line and capture its tiny crescent. Mercury moves fast, this phase won't last long. On November 5th, at 13:19 UTC, the Moon reaches full phase, known traditionally as the Beaver moon. It rises at sunset and sets at sunrise, flooding the night with silver light. Perfect for moonrise photography, frame it with trees, rooftops, or water reflections. Use a low ISO and fast shutter to preserve detail. On November 6th, at 1500 hours UTC, the Moon glides near the Pleiades cluster, M45. The seven sisters sparkle like icy diamonds, and the Moon's warm glow adds contrast. Look east after sunset. Use binoculars or a wide-angle lens to capture both in one frame. On November 8th, at 1600 hours UTC, the Moon passes directly in front of Beta Tauri, also known as Elnath. The star vanishes behind the Moon's limb and reappears minutes later. This occultation is visible from parts of Asia and Eastern Europe. On November 10th, at 1500 hours UTC, the Moon approaches Jupiter. By 2000 hours UTC, they reach conjunction, just 3 degrees apart in the eastern sky. Jupiter shines at magnitude -2.8, brighter than any star. Look east after sunset. Use binoculars to spot its 4 Galilean moons, Io, Europa, Ganymede, and Callisto. Try a time-lapse to show the Moon drifting past this planetary giant. On November 11th, at 12 o'clock UTC, Jupiter begins retrograde motion, an apparent westward drift caused by Earth overtaking it in orbit. It's a great time to observe Jupiter's changing position night by night. On November 12th, at 5:28 UTC, the Moon reaches last quarter. It rises after midnight and sets in the afternoon, offering crisp views of lunar terrain. On November 12th, at 10 o'clock UTC, the northern Taurid meteor shower reaches its peak. Known for slow, bright fireballs, it's best viewed after midnight. Rates are modest, 5 to 10 meteors per hour, but the fireballs are worth the wait. Look east from a dark site. On November 12th, at 2000 hours UTC, Mercury and Mars meet in Libra, just 2 degrees apart. Mercury shines at -0.2, Mars at +1.5. Look west after sunset. Use binoculars to spot the pair glowing low in twilight. On November 13th, at 1600 hours UTC, the Moon slides in front of Regulus, the brightest star in Leo and one of the few blue-white giants visible to the naked eye. For a few minutes, Regulus vanishes behind the lunar limb, only to reappear like a cosmic curtain call. This occultation is visible from parts of Asia and the Middle East. Use a telescope and record the moment. On November 17th, at 10 o'clock UTC, the Leonids reach their peak. These meteors are fast, up to 71 kilometers per second, and often leave glowing trails. They originate from Comet Tempel-Tuttle, whose debris Earth plows through every November. Best viewing is after midnight, when Leo climbs high. Expect 10 to 15 meteors per hour under dark skies. Bring a blanket, a thermos, and let the sky do the storytelling. Later that day, at 1700 hours UTC, the Pleiades cluster, M45, culminates, reaching its highest point in the sky. The seven sisters shine bright in Taurus, framed by the winter Milky Way. Use binoculars or a telephoto lens to capture their icy glow. On November 20th, at 6:47 UTC, the Moon disappears into the Sun's glare, new moon. With no lunar light to wash out the sky, it's prime time for deep sky observing. Also on November 20th, at 11 o'clock UTC, Mercury reaches inferior solar conjunction, passing directly between Earth and the Sun. If you're enjoying this cosmic journey, don't forget to like the video, share it with your fellow stargazers, and subscribe to the channel. It helps us reach more skywatchers and keeps the telescope pointed toward the next great story. On November 21st, at 10 o'clock UTC, the Alpha-monoceratid meteor shower peaks. It's a wild card, usually quiet, but known for surprise outbursts. The radiant lies in Monoceros, the unicorn constellation, near Orion. Look east after midnight. Also on November 21st, at 12 o'clock UTC, Uranus reaches opposition. It's directly opposite the Sun in our sky, rising at sunset and visible all night. At magnitude 5.7, it's just within reach of the naked eye under dark skies, but binoculars or a telescope will reveal its pale blue disk. Later that evening, at 2000 hours UTC, the Moon and Mars meet in a close conjunction. Mars glows red at magnitude plus 1.5, while the Moon is a waxing crescent. Look west after sunset. On November 24th, at 1600 hours UTC, the Moon glides in front of Sigma Sagittarii, also known as Nunki, a bright star near the heart of the Milky Way. For a few minutes, the star will vanish behind the Moon's limb, only to reappear like a cosmic blink. This occultation is best seen from parts of the southern hemisphere. Use binoculars or a telescope to catch the moment. On November 27th, at 1700 hours UTC, the Hyades cluster culminates, rising high in the sky and perfectly placed for observation. This V-shaped group of stars sits near Aldebaran in Taurus and is the closest open cluster to Earth. On November 28th, at 6:59 UTC, the Moon reaches first quarter. It rises around noon and sets near midnight, offering crisp views of lunar terrain. Also on November 28th, at 10 o'clock UTC, the November Orionids reach their peak. These meteors are swift and faint, best seen under dark skies away from city lights. Expect 3 to 5 meteors per hour. Look east after midnight, when Orion climbs high. Let your eyes adjust for 20 minutes, and let the meteors whisper through the silence. Later that day, at 12 o'clock UTC, Saturn ends its retrograde motion and resumes its eastward path across the sky. It's a subtle shift, but one that marks a new chapter in its celestial journey. If you've been tracking Saturn's position over the past months, tonight's the turning point. Look southwest after sunset and watch the planet reclaim its forward stride. That's it for this month's Skywatching guide. If you found it helpful, give it a like, share it with your fellow stargazers, and don't forget to subscribe for more cosmic updates. Until next time, clear skies.